Alright, let's look at the practice exam 3, problem number 6. Alright, so we want to find the vertices, foci, and asymptote of the hyperbola here. Alright, so let's do that. First, we're going to complete the square. Alright, so I'm going to pull 9 from the first two terms. So 9 in the parentheses and x squared. And if you factor 9 from negative 18x, you're going to have negative 2x. Alright, then I'm going to give a little bit of room here. And then you have negative 4y squared is equal to 27. Alright, then to complete the square, I'm going to add 1 here and subtract 1. Right, so we're able to complete the square using these three terms. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that. So this is going to be 9. Then you have x minus 1 squared. Right, then you would have, so you still have to distribute 9 to this extra negative 1. So that would be negative 9. So you have a minus 9 and a negative 4y squared is equal to 27. Alright, then I'm going to add 9 to both sides so that you have a 9x minus 1 squared. So we can remove that, and then you have a minus 4y squared is equal to 27 plus 9 would be, so we're adding, so it's going to be 36. Alright, so let's go ahead and I would like to have 1 on the right hand side. I'm going to divide through by 36. Divide through by 36. Alright, so divide by 36, 9 and 36 cancel out, so you're going to have 4 on the bottom. So I'm going to write it as x minus 1 squared over 4, but I'm going to write 4 as 2 squared. Alright, minus, alright, 4 and 36 cancel out, and you're going to have 9 on the bottom. So I'm going to write it as y squared over, I'm going to write 9 as 3 squared is equal to 1. Alright, so before we get do this one, let's look at the more basic one without the shifting. Alright, so let's pretend that there's going to be there's a shifting here. Let's pretend that there's no shifting. Alright, so let's look at this one. So here is x squared over 2 squared minus y squared over 3 squared is equal to 1. Right? Let's find the vertices for this guy. Right? So vertices and foci and asymptote. Alright, so roughly this guy looks like this, right? So you have x-axis here and the y-axis here. And then the graph is good. So this is a hyperbola, so it's going to look kind of like this. Right? So a value shows up right here. So this is the a value here. So this is a. That's going to be negative a. Right? So a value is 2 in this case. So vertices is going to be this point right here and that point right there. Right? So we know that it's going to be plus or minus 2, 0. Alright, and then asymptotes. Asymptotes are right here. So it's going to look like this. So there's one right there, and there's the other one going like this. right? Equation is, this one is y equals b over a x, and this one is y equals negative b over a x, right? B in this case is sitting right here, so this is the a value right here, and this is the b value, right? So we can come up with the equation. So asymptote is y is equal to, I'm going to just do a plus or minus, b is 3 over a is 2x. All right, we got that. All right, and the fore side is going to be, it's going to be probably sitting somewhere around here, c, and here another negative c, right? The way to get c is it satisfies this following equation. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So which is going to be a squared would be 4 and b squared would be 9. So this is 13. So we know that by taking a square root, c is going to be square root of 13. Right? C is a positive value. Right? So we know that the foci is going to be, right, it's going to be at the positive square root of 13 and a negative square root of 13 comma 0. All right, so that's the simpler one without the shifting. Then we just have to shift, right? So we know that here x minus 1, right, that's going to shift it to the right 1 unit. So here I'm going to shift the whole thing 1 unit, right? Then we will have, right, so we have a vertices would be, right, if it's negative 2, shift it to the right, it's going to be negative 1 comma 0. And the other one is if it was 2, then it's going to be 3 comma 0. All right, full side is going to be, right, if it's negative, so it's going to, I can just do plus or minus square root of 13 plus 1 comma 0. All right, then asymptotes. So we just have to shift this guy as well. So it's a plus or minus 3 over 2, but we would have to do x minus 1. Right, that will shift to the right 1 unit. Right, so this is the vertices, foci, and asymptotes of the given hyperbola. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.